Hi girls, it's Miss Kelly, Miss Katie. We just want to say hello out there. Make sure you're keeping dancing. We have a little bit of technique for you guys to practice at home, especially if you have a wall or a clear surface, okay? So find a wall space and we're going to show you what to do for legs and turns and then maybe a little technique combo. All right, so the first thing I would want you to do is kind of like make sure you're warm, make sure that you've stretched out, really warm up your hips, all right? And afterwards, we're gonna make sure that we do our wall stretches, okay? So we're gonna work with Miss Katie first. She's gonna start on the floor, all right? So we're gonna sit in our second position all the way up, all right? But the big thing we want to show here is that Miss Katie is not just sitting, she has both her hands behind her and she's really pressing against the wall until her legs start to bend. We don't want her legs to bend, we want them to stay straight. But this is really good for your hips, right? Your center stretch. Perfect, all right? Then she's going to lay on her back, all right? She's going to press all the way up until her bottom's against the wall. And then she's going to go into that second position one more time. All right, now for this one, we want our hands right on our legs and we're pressing again. So the goal is for Miss Katie to get her legs all the way down into a straight line, right? But again, we don't want her legs bending at all, otherwise it's not going to work. So she's pressing the whole time until we get them to be ultimately flat. An extra push sometimes too is flexing our feet and turning them down as well so that we try to look so our toes can try to get towards the floor, all right? Really good. All right, and our last stretch that she would do is she'd flip over onto her stomach. Her legs would be straight. And again, she's trying to press the whole time up against the wall until she's really nice and straight like she's doing here, okay? Yes, beautiful. So again, for her second position, this is for her jumps and for her splits. Very good. All right, thank you, Miss Katie. All right, now we're gonna do some wall splits, all right? So this is where we want our heel straight, it's pressed all the way against the wall. We want a straight leg. We don't want any funky things going on with our legs, all right? And we're going to press the other leg up towards the ceiling, all right? Nice and straight, again, nothing funky up top. And then we press as far as we can so that we're trying to get our bodies flat to the wall, all right? So let's watch Miss Katie do this. Beautiful. All right, she's nice and straight. All of her legs straight behind her knee. Straight and down here. Her head is down. And again, she's pressing as hard as she can to make sure that everything is against the wall. All right, now, let's say Miss Katie can't get against the wall. Instead of her doing anything funky with her legs, I would want her to walk her hands out a little bit further, walk her feet out, right? And move this foot a little bit forward. Yes, I'd rather her be a little bit farther away from the wall with straight legs than be close and doing anything weird with bent legs, right? You don't want anything like that, all right? So maybe from, yes, and then the other side. She would do her left leg, perfect. All right, really nice and straight and pressing the whole entire time. Straight legs is what we are trying to have. Awesome, thank you, Miss Katie. All right, now, if we were going to do a heel stretch against the wall, all right? The first thing that we would do is grab our knee, all right? So our knee is going to be pulled all the way up first, all right? We want to get this hip loose, and we want to make sure that we're not grabbing down here and bringing our body down. We always want to bring our leg towards our body, all right? So after that, we want to make sure we're not grabbing behind our heel. This is where we start to get crazy hips. We always want to grab in front. Now, your wrist can be either way, all right? I like to grab in front. Sometimes Miss Katie grabs behind, but at least our arms in front, and then we stretch to the ceiling. Beautiful. Now, I want us to really take a look at what Miss Katie's doing, okay? She's pulling up. Her legs are nice and straight. Her hip is down. All right, and once you get to this point, now she can reach it all the way up and over to try to make that straight line. Yes, beautiful. All the way down and then release. Perfect. All right, stretch it out and then make sure you would do it on the other side. The left side's always important as well. And again, you have to know what you're doing for you. So either you're pulling here, you're reaching and pulling it up, or you're reaching all the way over if you feel that your stretch is nice and straight. All right, very good. Then when you feel you don't need a wall, girls, you can come out towards the center, all right? And you are going to go through that passe position first, grab in front, and then you're pulling up straight. Hip is under, beautiful. Straight legs, really reaching and release. Very nice. Nice job. If you want to, you can go up again, Miss Katie, and if you feel like you're really solid, your arms are strong, your tummy is tight, you can go all the way over. Reach, reach, reach. Beautiful. And release. Yes, look at that. Wonderful job. But again, we don't want to do that unless we're like Miss Katie and we feel really solid when we're holding. If we're wobbling all over the place, we don't want to try to reach over, okay? When we're doing these leg lifts, it's not just about our legs. We got to make sure our core is tight, our shoulders are back right, butt is in. We don't want to have any wacky hips. And then we would do the same thing on the left side, all right? Now for all those stretches for our legs, we want to hold it for at least 30 seconds, all right? So make sure you have a little timer. You can listen to a song and do 30 seconds of that, all right? Now we're going to move to some turn techniques. So if we have a wall, again, we always want to practice balancing, all right? So the first thing I would want you to do is we're going into a jazz passe for technique and just holding it, right? Pick those hands up. Miss Kelly always says to squeeze like you're holding a beach ball, right? We're thinking about summer right now. Hold it a beach ball. And if you feel really good here, then you move to the next part and you go into that releve. You press up on those toes. Yes, and you can see Miss Katie, her heel is nice and high off the ground. Now again, if we need to, we hold onto that wall to find our balance, and then we can take our hands off once we find that perfect position. Very good. Come down. Nice job. We would like to do that on the left side as well. So passe is all the way up. You find that position. You're holding a beach ball very nicely. You want to get here solid first. Then we're going up, pressing into that releve, and again, using that wall to help you, but always trying to take those hands off the wall and come down. Very nice. All right. The next thing we want to try is our turns, okay? Now, if we don't feel comfortable doing them out on the floor yet, we can still practice from here. So you can still do a prep and down. You have this arm nice and ready. You can go into that turn and stop with the wall, all right? It can always help you if you feel you need that balance, all right? So again, tendu and prep and turn, hold that wall for balance and come down. Very nice. And again, you always want to do the other side. So you have this tendu and prep, turn it out, hold, and stop. Now remember, same thing as our legs, our turns, we have a lot of things to worry about. We have to have our tummies tight. We want to make sure we're spotting something. Now I know we're at home, we're not at the dance studio, so maybe find a picture on the wall that you can use, something that you're watching to spot, to whip that head around, okay? Now, for a little bit more advanced, we can practice these fouettes. All right, now with that, this is a little bit more challenging, so we're going to go through this. I'm going to show you from the side with Miss Katie and from the front. So, when we practice a fouette, our front leg comes out in front, the back leg plies a little bit straight. Yes, beautiful. Then it comes out to the side and comes into a passe, all right? We don't want to do this whip. I know friends get used to this, but this hurts our knee, and there's no need to do it, right? So it's front, side, close it in, right? Just that bottom part of our leg and closing in. Very good. From the front, if you see, right, Miss Katie, you can turn to the front as well. So when we go front, right, we're holding right here, beach ball position, out to second, pulling it in, passe. One more time. Out, open, and up. Yes, very good. All right, so making sure we have that position to whip around. Now you can also practice on the wall again. If you're still learning this is something new, we don't need to go to the center yet, all right? You can do it right from here. So you can prep, go in the front, whip it, turn it, and come around, yes. And again, front, whip it around, and down, yes. So this is a little more challenging on the wall, but it's getting you good practice to do those fouettes. And again, you would do that on the left side. So you're thinking front, side, pull it in, all right? Now, make sure that you're pulling up right away. So after that front move, you're up on that releve, pulling it in and down, okay? Both sides, yes. So that's really gonna make you whip that leg around, but you're not doing anything crazy with your leg to make you spin out of control. Now I know that this may be tricky at home, but you are more than welcome if you have a free space And make sure you check this with your parents first. You can try this out in the center where you're doing just one fouette. All right, so we're gonna show you one fouette in the center. I'm just gonna move this back a little bit. All right, so if you're practicing in the center, right, Miss Katie, maybe you'll, yeah, there we go. So we both don't hit each other as well. All right, so you would still prep like a normal turn. You would go out to the side and you would prep. Now, where you're going from here, this is where I'm gonna go in slow motion first. You're turning your whole body around, right? You're gonna hit that first position right here. Then you're whipping it around, pulling up to that single turn, and you're going to land for that fouette, all right? So it's just one. It's a quick whip right away. Some friends think that we need to go up right away, but you really need to stay low the first time, all right? So I'll show you first really quick. All right, so we're right here, we tendu, we prep, turn it, fouette once up, and land. Very nice, exactly. Now, if you feel like you are a better turner on the left, then try this on the left. Fouettes are hard. Sometimes you can't do them on both sides. Sometimes you're stronger on one side than another. Miss Katie and I like the right side. That's why we're showing you that. But again, that's what I want you to practice. So we'll do that one more time for you. So again, we do our tendu, we prep, whip it out, up, and land. Very nice, all right? So those are some turns that Miss Kelly wants you to practice at home, really gets us strong. Make sure you are doing both sides, at least for these basic turn techniques, and then the fouette, you can pick which side you feel strong with, all right?